Okay, we're gonna go over a few cards and see if you can beat me. Ready? 3, 28, 12, 110, 120. All right, now try subtracting 4 from each one. 80, 59, 104, 56, 68. I'm looking at the cards through the thing. 3, 52. Are you beating me? 26, 8. And I might have made a mistake on some of these, so let me know. 4, 10, 26. All right. I think that was a pretty good review. Now let's go into some purple cards. Change these into mixed numbers or whole numbers. Ready? 3, 4, 4 and 1/6. 3 and 1/3. 5, 8 and 2/9. 5 and 3/7. 6 and 7/8. 3 and 3/4. 4 and 4/5. All right, hopefully you did well with those. I'm sure you did. Now I'm going to give you the mixed number and you're going to change this into the improper fraction. Remember, you multiply down and add up. 25/6. 24/5. 15/4. All right, I'll give you some time for this one. 63/8. Sometimes they use 56 plus 7 is 63/8. 38/7. 74/9. Never mind. And 10/3. 10/3. Now we're going to be reducing. The greatest common factor is 6, so when you reduce, it's 2/3. 1/3. 1/4. 2/5. 2/5. 1/3. 1/4. 1/3. 1/2. I knew you guys are flying through those. That's why I went through those quickly. 1/4. 2/5. 2/5. 1/4. 2/3. 2/5. Okay, now let's do a combination card. Are you ready? So you gotta pay attention. 3 times 6 minus 8 plus 2 minus 3 plus 4 minus 10 equals 3. 15 divided by 3 times 4 times 5 times 2 divided by 10, just take away a 0, plus 10 equals 30. 4 times 4 plus 4 divided by 4 plus 4 times 4 plus 4 divided by 10 equals 4. 21 divided by 7 plus 9 minus 2 times 5 divided by 2 minus 5 divided by 2 plus 5 equals 15. 15. All right, 81 divided by 9 times 7 divided by 3. So 6 divided by 3, 3 divided by 3, yep. Plus 4 divided by 5 plus 10 equals 15. 15. Did you get that one? That one was hard. 15 times 2 plus 14 divided by 2 minus 11 plus 4 equals 15. That's our magic number today. 4 times 4 plus 2 divided by 3 plus 3 plus 1 times 4 divided by 8 plus 7 equals not 15. It is 12. 12. All right, you take your speed drill, the 2-minute speed drill, and then pause it for that minute, 2 minutes, and then come back. All right, we are going to review equations, our algebraic equations. Wow, it is cold in this room. Okay, so the first thing we do is, remember, we solve the side that we know. We're capturing our letter S, we're getting it alone. So how we set a trap for S is first we have to solve the side we know. We don't know S plus 5, but we do know what 9 plus 11 equals. It equals 20. So you're going to write S plus 5 equals 20. Now, remember, we want to keep things fair. So whatever you do to the one side, you have to do to the other side. If you times 100 to one side, you have to times 100 by the other side. If you divide by 1, you have to divide by 1 on the other side. All right, so let's look. We have to get S alone. So to get S alone, we're going to have to get rid of this 5. So we have to subtract 5 from it. S plus 5 minus 5, so we just subtracted 5. So now on this side, what do we have to do? That's right, subtract 5, 20 minus 5. Now, S plus 5 minus 5 is just equal to S. S equals 20 minus 5. 15, and I just realized this is an orange marker, so I don't even know if you can see this. So we're going to circle S equals 15, and now we're going to plug it back in. 15 plus 5 equals 9 plus 11, and 20 equals 20. Did you get it? Let's do section 1. Ready? I'm going to do it at the board, but you can see if you can do it by yourself and see if you can beat me, okay? So, let's start. We have n plus 3. Let me erase this. N plus 3 equals 8 times 2. And plus 3 equals 8 times 2. Remember, the first thing we do is solve the side we know. N plus 3 equals 8 times 2 is 16. Now we have to get n alone. So how we get n alone is we get rid of that 3. N plus 3 minus 3 equals 16 minus 3. And what is 16 minus 3? 13. N equals 13. That's our answer. Now we're going to plug it back in to check it. So take this 13 and put it instead of n. 13 plus 3 equals 8 times 2. And then 13 plus 3, 16 equals 8 times 2. 16. Both sides are equal. Did you get it? Hopefully. I bet you did. B plus 6. B is B plus 6 equals 4 times 3. Remember, the first thing we do is solve the side we know. B plus 6 equals, what is 4 times 3? 12. Now, the next thing we do, we're capturing the letter B today. So how we do it is, we get B alone. So we have to get rid of this 6. So B plus 6 minus 6 equals 12 minus 6. Whatever we did over here, we do to this side. And now we have b alone. B equals 12 minus 6 is 6. All right, let's plug it back in. 6, b equals 6. So now instead of putting b, we put 6. Plus 6 equals 4 times 3. And 6 plus 6 is 12 equals, and 4 times 3 is 12. 12 equals 12. Awesome job. Be writing that down on your math page. And now we're on page 261. Hopefully you're there. Last one, n minus 7 equals 6 times 7. All right. Solve the side. We know n minus 7 equals 6 times 7 is 42. Hopefully you're not getting rusty. N minus 7 equals 42. Now we have to get n alone. But now we have a minus 7. So to get n alone, we can't do n minus 7 minus 7 because then we would have n minus 14. We're trying to get this down to 0, so we have to add a 7 this time. N minus 7 plus 7. So we just do whatever opposite sign. Equals 42. Now is this going to be plus or minus 7? This is going to be plus 7 because we added 7 over here. We add 7 over here. It would not be right if we added 7 over here and then subtracted 7 over here. That's not fair. What if your parents said, all right, you get $10 to your brother and your brother or your sister, and then they said, but you owe me $10. You wouldn't like that, would you? No, it's not fair. So let's look at this. Whew. I'm so cold. Now we are left with n equals 42 plus 7 is 49. Now let's plug it back in. Now that we know that n equals 49, write it down. 49 minus 7 equals 6 times 7. And 49 minus 7 is 42 equals 42. Woo! Give yourself a pat on the back. You got it. Our next thing is we're doing multiplying of fractions. So our multiplying of fractions, we have here 12 times 3 1/2. As a review to say, okay, what do we do for 12 times 3 1/2? The first thing we need to do is we need to make 3 1/2 into an improper fraction. How do we make this into an improper fraction? Remember, we jump down like a check mark. Multiply down and add up. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7 over 2 times 12. And what do we do with this 12? We give it a denominator, and so our denominator is 1. Okay? So let's look at cross. 7 and 1 are already canceled to the lowest. But 12 and 2, can we cancel? Yes, we can. Yes, we can cancel. So we're going to. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 7 equals 42 over 1. 42 divided by 1 equals 42. You work on A through F. Work on A through F. You pause your video for as much time as you need, and then when you finish, we're going to check. All right, 1A, we could cancel the 2 and the 8, and we multiply across and get 3/20. B, you cancel the 3 and the 9 to 1 and 3, multiply across, and you get 4/20 over 21. 4 over 21. C, you can cancel the 3 and the 9 and make it a 1 and a 3, and you can cancel the 8 and the 4, but the bigger number's up top, so it would be a 2 and a 1. Multiply across, 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 1 is 3, 2/3. The next one, 3 times 2 and 3/7. Change it to an improper fraction, and you get 17 over 7. 3 over 1 times 17 over 7, you cannot cancel anything. 3 times 17 is 51, and 1 times 7 is 7. 51/7, but you cannot leave it as an improper fraction, so you have to divide. 7 goes into 51 7 times with 2 left over and keep the same. I actually made a mistake and put 7 and 2/9 before, but it's actually 7 and 2/7. E, 15 times 6 and 2/5. You change the 6 and 2/5 to an improper fraction. Remember, multiply down, add up. 32/5, and then 15. Cancel the 5 and the 15 and get 1 and 3. 3 times 32 is 96 over 1, which is the same as 96. You don't even need to put 96 over 1. You can just put 96. You don't have to put the 1 down there. Next, 17 times 1 and 3/4. Change the 1 and 3/4 to an improper fraction. Change it to 7/4. 72 over 1 times 7/4. You can cancel the 4 in the 72. It will go into it 18 times. It's divisible by 4. And this is 1. If you didn't know that, but you knew they were even numbers, you could have done 2 over 36. And then see, oh, they're still even, so I can divide 1 over 18. You could do it either way. And then, as long as you got it. And then 18 times 7 is 126 over 1, which is the same as 126. All right, I hope you did well on those. And if not, you could see what we did. For section 3, you're going to fill in the blanks. All right, pause your video while you fill in the blanks. And when you get done, press play. Okay, so we're going to check section 3, and hopefully you are actually pausing these and not just copying these answers, which I know you are not doing that. You're doing the honest thing, because remember, we always say, who's going to suffer if you're going to not do this? You are going to suffer, and you want to do your best, right? Because it's all for the glory of God. 1 yard equals 3 feet. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. C, 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeters. That was a hard one, but you know that deci is 1/10, centi is 1/100th, so they're right next to each other on the chart. That's why it's only equal to 10. 1 century equals to 100 years. 1 bushel is 4 pecks. Do you remember we said it's that we said a peck is like the size of our little trash cans in the classroom, and a bushel is equal to about a laundry basket, so it equals 4. 1 metric ton, not a regular ton, a metric ton is 2,200 pounds. 1 hectometer is 100 meters. 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts, but 4 quarts is equal to 8 pints. 1